Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So, I have been pretty lucky to see some shows that I truly just enjoy and get to talk about it because a lot of people watch shows they don't even really like and have to, still talk about it just because their audience are clamoring about it and want to see it. You guys have had shows you wanted me to watch or even mangas to read, but there's some stuff like that I do read on my own time and do watch. It's just I don't have as much passion to talk about it as some of the other stuff, and I feel like the videos don't come off authentic. So I don't mind it though. Like I still really do respect the passion that people, have to even want to hear my opinion on it. So that really does make me feel like I should be checking it out, which I do look into everything you guys talk about. So take that in. I love listening to what you guys have to say or just what you guys want me to do. So I don't mind it at all. It's just once it doesn't happen, it's usually because I can't find like put my passion into what I'm reading or what I'm watching. But this show, for instance, gave us an episode where we straight up didn't even have our my favorite character in it, and I still enjoyed it. Like they literally are just showing you how ridiculously powerful some of these items are, and I wouldn't be surprised if a show like this with characters that are so intelligent remember small details enough to be like, oh, if I get a certain amount of gems and or something along those lines, but supposedly they think it's because they were the gems. I mean, these girls are conceited, am I right, fellas? But if it was that, then that makes sense. I think it's more likely that it was Gray's noble plasm, and I guess maybe just everybody who was in the vicinity got sucked into it because they were near her and maybe wanted to. I mean, they were all like ridiculously, like clammed up, so the magical eyes reacted to it, so that could also be seen as a treasure. The girl who owns the whole entire place has been here for so long and she's left the place multiple times, so it didn't seem like that was a necessary nod to her being a treasure that they didn't want it to leave. I think it I think it more or less came down to it being Gray, seeing how it was her first time being there, and it even sounded like the girl with the eyes have even, she's been there as well. So why didn't this activate the first time she was here? That's a question that I was like, I don't know, if you're a treasure chick, you might just think you're a treasure. um, but I'm not sure. It could be that case, but I mean, let's just be honest. We saw how it was with how much power this girl has, literally from um, just using this talking box that she has that turns into King Arthur's spear, I believe I said it was. So I'm interested to seeing where they actually take the rest of this, because it's clear to me that they're just having fun with all the things that can happen within this universe, and that's what I want to know. Is literally they've split three people away from the whole entire like alternate space. Like I don't want anybody around you anymore. You're here forever now unless you figure out how to get out. And the only way to get out was literally going downstairs and uh straight up fighting the thing that is holding like all these gems, and these gems holding a ridiculous amount of magic in it. So stuff like that is pretty like it's fun just because they actually get to do what they seemingly wanted. Oh man, this guy's gonna try to chase me. What they wanted to do, like clearly um they wanted to see show this, right? They wanted to show us what comes with these different actions that you make when you're in these worlds. So because of that, it felt nice to know, uh, because random situations happen, anything could pop off. And if someone happened to be attack, like, targeting them, it would have been a different story. It would have been um, a lot more, just in a way, kind of sketch, just to know, like, who knew that they were going to be there. Why did they pick all three? And after picking all three, like, why didn't they make a move, or attack? So that's why it felt like it wasn't um, an automatic attack on them, because if they wanted only one of them and they saw one of them as a treasure, why did they capture all three? And it still wasn't kind of explained why all three of them were captured. So that was a weird part of it. The other thing that's cool is I love the way that they introduced the small details, very small detail, but they introduced the title at the very end, and the title is something that if I read the title from last week's episode or something, I would already kind of felt some type of way. I'm like, I would have been like, how are they gonna make this an episode that's compelling? You know what I mean? It was called like a department store, or like a girl, a store, and a present. Like that was it. That was like the whole thing. So I was just like, no, like that doesn't sound compelling at all. And then by the way they did all this, by to see everything that came with just that one title and what they squeezed all in there in that episode was awesome. I was captivated the whole time, and I think the main part was the gift becoming something that could maybe be something she gives him on the trip now instead of giving him right now, seeing how he was he was in a bad spot, like, oh, the thing I care about the most was stolen. Here's a gift I'm going to give you that doesn't mean anything to you until I give it to you. It's like, oh, I get that. Thank you, I think. Like, uh, okay, get away from me. No, but I just like how they conveyed it. I like the way they put it together. It was actually well done in my opinion, and I think if anybody was going to have something pop off, I'm glad it is this character and not like the sister, in the grand scheme of like having some huge battle going on and she has to pretty much hide behind Gray. Like, if anyone's hiding behind Gray, it's the teacher, okay? Nah, but it's weird how the Holy Wars is being brought up so much, almost as if they had plans of bringing it into the show or something at the grand scheme of it all. But it feels so. The whole thing that I got from what they were telling us is the mystic arts and the noble plasm that Gray has. She's supposedly like not a saber, but just a person, like supposedly, right? But that's also to be said about the werewolf guy, the werewolf kid who can literally transform into that. So that I thought that was a very interesting way of showing us like what are these people? What can they do to the full extent of, hey, they literally have these abilities that should be in the war, right? Like, these people should be in the Holy War, but it's almost like they haven't had their moment to become the heroes or to become strong enough to be chosen as those servants, because they haven't lived a long enough life to get to that point. It's really weird. It's really weird to see how ridiculously powerful these people are. And then we got Miss Pro Wrestler, who just absolutely steals the show this week. Oh my god. She literally goes in so hard that she makes a servant of someone else start clapping and like literally just going in on talking. It was amazing. But it's funny to me that they showed something like this, because it almost feel like they didn't have to. Like, they just did it because they knew they could. They did it because it would be cool. to give her a moment, to give her a shot in this show to show up as big as, you know, our main characters have been. And she showed up, and I want to know why all these students, like, what's the goal of this show? Like, where can this all end up, uh, you know, being the end all be all, you know? Oops. And what could be their alternate, like their ultimate goal for this show in general? That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, is the students going to be attacked? And if now that we're seeing that the main guy's his mantle from freaking writer has been taken away, now he has to go and do something he clearly doesn't want to do, but because he has to do it, it actually is going to show us a place that sounds super hype. So it sounds like it's about to come to an end, like this season's coming to an end. They're probably going to go to this auction that happens every once in a while for supernatural things, and things are probably just going to pop off. But I hope either it's going to end in one episode, which would suck, or this could be like an arc little thing going on at the end of this. So let's hope for arc, or not even like a full arc. Just give me 2 episodes of you going here, doing something crazy, you know, getting out of the situation, and then the true situation arrives. You know, I don't care. Just something more than just 1 episode would be nice. But if not, I think I'll still be happy if they deliver a decent episode like they did this week, even without the main guy that I enjoy watching being a part of it until the very end. So, all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing one. I definitely had a good day. I mean, I got to watch 2 ridiculously beautiful looking shows, and, well, one more beautiful than the other, so let's be fair. Demon Slayer was absolutely nuts, so. But this show does usually look good just in general, so I do appreciate their work on this show, and we will be having a lot more content tomorrow. And if not, I will try to get something on the channel for sure to at least talk about with you guys. So with all that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you soon. So peace.